Okay, just a final call. We have a few more people logging in, especially in YouTube. So let's just give one more minute and we'll get started. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, just a final call. We have a few more people logging in, especially in YouTube. So let's just give one more minute. Okay, so I guess we can get started here. So let me just check. Yes. So we can get started here. So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I know it's already a bit late on a Friday, so there might be people that are doing quite an effort just to be here. So thank you so much. Now, for the ones on YouTube, let me just switch my. There we go. Sorry, I'm juggling two things at the same time here with YouTube, but I think it's working. So yeah, this is the kickoff meeting that we have for the Global Butterfly Week. Many of you have seen all the work that we've been doing for the last several weeks in getting this up and running, and so far things are looking fairly nice. We have a lot of interest. We just 1 hour ago we finished with the Spanish version, version in Spanish of this same event, and we had a lot of participants and many more that will watch the video after it is uploaded. And the same with this one. So if you're watching this video like at different times, well, welcome anyways. Thank you for being here. And let's get started then. So I'm gonna be sharing with you a little presentation. So let's just and again, excuse me if I juggle too many things at the same time, because I am doing so. Okay, got it. So and also excuse the presentation, the PowerPoint that we have right now is the one that we used in the Spanish version. To be honest, we've been dealing with a lot of last minute additions to the program, last minute people that are asking to be added to the program. So to be honest, we prioritized adding that instead of updating the PowerPoint. So sorry about that. Luckily, most of you already watched this part of the presentation, and the most important thing is going to be the usage of the website. So I'll ask you to deal with that if possible. So what is Global Butterfly Week? Well, basically it's a coordinated effort where many organizations get together and do something for butterfly conservation. So we wanted just to celebrate butterflies all around the world, mostly by community science, but also by any type of different cultural activities as well. We have a lot of workshops and other things that are happening simultaneously. So this is organized with eButterfly and Fundación Alas y Antenas. So we were the main organizers, but from there we've been having a further addition of participants, including the Butterfly Conservation International. They've been helping us quite a bit in, like, especially some main organized advice, how to run things, how to make things be as polished as possible for people. So yeah, there we go. There we go. Sorry. Now, one of the ideas of this event is to be as open as possible. So it is not a centralized event at all. The idea is to have just a week for people to do things related to butterflies. There is not a specific platform. There are no specific requirements. It's just amplifying the voices of all of these organizations. And this is happening, as you know, is starting tomorrow, May 13th to June the 7th. Now, why? Why did we decide to do it? So basically, the first thing is that we wanted to grow the number of people dedicated to report butterflies around the world, and this through instilling that love for butterflies and butterfly watching. This with the final objective of generating data for conservation. So also, we know that there are many different platforms out there that are great, that they do an amazing job, but they don't have all the exposure that they would deserve. So we want to use this opportunity and the position that eButterfly has to give them the opportunity to be heard beyond their normal area of influence, and that has been working quite nicely so far. Even before the Butterfly Week, just with all the organizations that are working with us, we've already seen some synergies that otherwise would not have happened. And that brings me to personally one of the most important objectives, which is just to connect actors globally and grow this network of collaboration that would go beyond the Global Butterfly Week. It would just create long-lasting relationships that would, in the end, support butterfly conservation. Now, just to reiterate a little bit, the model of this event is totally open. We don't have any requirements or any. We don't ask people for specific type of organizations. Like people have been joining from any number of different types of organizations, like NGOs, conservationist groups, community groups, even indigenous communities, some museums, some nature parks, and just individuals that want to get together and protect butterflies. So also, the main driver is just to say that this is totally free. We are not looking for any type of payment other than the honest participation of people, and that has been a good driver on this regard. Of course, some efforts are require some specific projects might require fees, right? But those fees are not for a profit standpoint, maybe just to recover costs, and we feel proud about that. Now, with this in mind, with all that that we bring to the table, we, as you can see here in this map, is fairly rough map, but tells a good story. The story is that all over the world, people are jumping in, people are looking for what we are doing, and they want to be part of it. If you see, we have participants from Australia, from Argentina, from Central America, we have a lot, from Europe, and even from Asia and South Africa. So each of those brings something to the table that we want to share with the world. So far, and these are numbers just from this morning, we have many more, which is why I was so behind in building this presentation, because I was just working with adding more. But so far this morning we have 98 events registered, 50 collaborators, and all those from 17 different countries. And just a little taste, I mean, here are not, I don't have here all of them because not all of them have logos, but at least the ones that have logos, you can see them here. We have a lot of different organizations that are just getting together to support this effort. And yeah, that makes us really happy. Now, as I mentioned last time, there is a little prize that we wanted to give as an incentive for people to while participating. Now, this incentive, the rest of the participation in Global Butterfly Week is totally agnostic. You don't need to have any specific platform, participating on any specific platform. But for this one, so we can count numbers, it relates only if you submit via eButterfly. So what are those prizes? Basically, is the organization that submits the more number of observations will receive a little token of appreciation, like this coffee mugs that you see here. We'll make sure that those coffee mugs get to you, to whichever organization submits the most observations, by creating a project on eButterfly and then uploading to their project their observations. Now, if you want to set up a project, we have in the project section of our website, you will see a little video that tells you how to do it, how to create one that would actually capture your observations. But of course, you can just send me an email and I'll be happy to help you out with that. Now, we recommend eButterfly to be the platform to be used for this effort. And look, here is where I started actually to translate this slide, so you can see half and half is in Spanish and English. Sorry about that. But we recommend eButterfly to being the base platform for this effort. Why? Because it has standardized observation records, data validation by expert taxonomists, species distribution displays, integration with global scientific databases, multi-language interface. As you can see, the example on this slide that is multi-language. That is how eButterfly works. So we so far we have French, Spanish, and English, and so people can be as accredited as possible. Now I'm gonna jump a little bit to explain why eButterfly, why we recommend eButterfly to be the platform to go to submit their observations. This graph that you see here shows how big we've been growing since 2012. We started in Canada, then grew to the US, and then in 2021 we started expanding to South America, Europe, then to South America, and so on. So, and up until this morning, we have almost 3,000 species submitted to our website, almost 150,000 checklists, more than 500,000 observations, and almost 5,000 active users. So just by numbers, we are doing pretty well considering that we only accept butterflies. You could say like, oh, iNaturalists, they have millions. Yes, but they accept of any type of animals, plants, or whatever you can find. We are only focused on butterflies. Now, there are some other things that are important to consider that we think that are our competitive advantage, let's say, regarding um, regarding our site in comparison with other community science platforms. One of them is what we call checklists. You see it here as listas de especies. Again, sorry, it's in Spanish, but it's checklists. But we also have some of the things like different sampling protocols, multi-level community ID verification, the best AI tool for species recognition, even better than iNaturalist, a really nice community of experts that are quite willing to help our users in learning more, and overall just multiple tools that are available for our users to explore and learn more. Now, the most important of these ones, that and what sets us apart from most of other community science platforms, is again what we call checklists, or listas de especies in Spanish. And there's no better way of explaining this than with an example. So let's say that I go to the field and I find these 5 butterflies. I find 4 monarchs and 1 blue emperor. Now, me as a community scientist, I have basically 2 options to submit my observation. One is to submit it via other platform other than eButterfly. So let's say you submit it to iNaturalist. You will submit it like this. I saw 4 monarchs, send. And then I saw 1 blue emperor, send. That's it. Job's done. The other would be to submit it via eButterfly, and this is submitted as a package. This package will say I saw 4 monarchs and 1 blue emperor, but also will include a value of time, what we call an effort. In this example, I would say 4 monarchs, 1 emperor, over 10 minutes. We have different ways to report effort. You can choose different ways via, in this case, as you can see in this example, time, but also distance or area. And that tells a lot to researchers. So an even simpler example, it is not, if I tell you that I ate 5 cookies, you would not think anything more than, oh, he just ate 5 cookies. But if I tell you I ate 5 cookies in 5 seconds, you would say, wow, that guy is starving. But you only could think it like that because I told you my unit of time, 5 seconds. So the same here. If I tell you that I saw them over 10 minutes, it's not the same if I saw them over 4 hours. And that is actually gold for researchers. That gives you a lot of information and gives a lot of power for using this data for research. And in the end, if what we want is to provide information for conservation, because we love these butterflies, we want them to be to be protected, then why not submitting your information in such a way that it makes more sense and it is more useful for research and ultimately for policy design for conservation. So that is the main thing that I would, which I would say sets eButterfly apart. The other one, and I'm just gonna go really quick over this one, is our AI model, eButterfly AI, which, by the way, just in maybe by Monday, we will release a new version, which is going to be even more powerful. But the current one is also very powerful, and many scientists have tested it and consider it to be way better than iNaturalist, especially outside North America. So that model, you can find it both in our mobile app and our website. and you will find it basically in two sections of both the website and the mobile app, which is submit and identify. So while submitting, you can identify the species that you are submitting, but also while identifying observations from other people, or as a quick identification in the case of the mobile app, you can use the identify option. But they basically work the same on either platform. So let's see an example. And this example is on identify on our website. But again, consider that it is basically the same on every other version of the platform. So let's say I'm identifying butterflies and I want to identify this one. And the photo, yeah, I see a butterfly, but it's maybe not the best one. So let's see. This user, Maktabi, he's the one that submitted the butterfly. He says that this is a spring asher. I'm not an expert in ashers, but it might, but I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Let's get the help from eButterfly AI. So I go to this button, this purple button here, this purple text. Every time that you see this purple text means that is related to the AI model. And I click on it. So as soon as I click on it, it opens the photo with a little bit more detail, and it gives me this square that I can adjust just to put it on top of my butterfly. Why do I need to do that? Because sometimes a photo might have multiple butterflies, and you want to tell the model which one is the one that you want to identify. So in this case, I just crop it down just to get it around my butterfly, and click make prediction. Once I click make prediction, then if you see on your right, the first recommendation is spring asher, which is what the original user was saying, that this was a spring asher, and it has a confidence of 99.38%. So it's really confident that this is spring asher, even with this photo that it might not be the best. So if I click on it and then click on use selected suggestion, then from this original screen, it will add, after I click identify, it will add my identification. This is my user, by the way, Rodrigo MVZ. It will add my identification to the identification history of this particular butterfly. So once I close the observation, if you see the tag that I have here, it was a yellow tag that said needs ID, because it was only the submitter that was giving the ID. There was no one else voting for that. But then I voted in favor of this identification, and now it gets marked as identified. We have many tutorials in our website giving a bit more detail on how the identification system works and that voting system that I'm just referring to. Now, in the mobile app, it's basically the same, but I'm just gonna give you a quick overview so you can see the differences. And the differences are maybe on the UI, how things look. So if you've already downloaded the mobile app, which you can do from any of your app stores, this is the home page that you see. So either if you want to submit a new checklist or just use the identify function to identify butterflies on the fly, you will get the same interface for the AI. And this is the interface that you get. It's just like this little square, gray square, that says add image. So if I tap on it, it will ask me to upload a photo. I uploaded this photo now, and then the pink button gets enabled that says identify. I click on it, and then it will give me all the suggestions. Now, one interesting thing here, when I created this presentation, I just uploaded a quick picture to test it out and on my way. But I never realized, but then I think it was good to do it like that, just to give the example. I never realized that this butterfly is not present ever on my region where I live in British Columbia. So our model uses not only the image, but also the location and the time of the year to infer the species. So the model, when it saw that I had my location for British Columbia, but saw this butterfly, it gave me these suggestions. But if you see, the confidence in the suggestions is really low because the model is confused, and fairly so, is confused because that butterfly should not be there. So that actually is just a proof of how well it works actually. Anyways, I have a Q&A, but before the Q&A, just wanted to jump really quick to show you the website, not the eButterfly website, which you should go and see it as well, but for what we are here, which is the Global Butterfly Week website. So the Global Butterfly Week website is gbw.e-butterfly.org. So just by typing that URL, you can access this website. And on this website, you will see everything that is happening around the Global Butterfly Week. Now, here in the homepage, whenever we are streaming something, you will see that streaming happening real time. So here we're gonna get like a mirroring screen because we are looking at ourselves. Then we have the calendar, and we have, for example, here the 2 events that happened today. This is where we are right now, this event. And you can click view calendar, I'll show you in a second, and you can see all of the events that are happening. Feature news, all our great partners that are helping us out, and photo gallery. Right now we have some of the flyers and posters that our partners are sending us. We are posting them here so people can have a look of what is happening around. We also have resources, and those resources basically are just things that might be useful while you doing your activities with butterflies. We also have a discussion forum. Feel free to open a thread, create a new thread, a new discussion, and just keep working on this. Just one note, for creating content, you need to be logged in, and you log in basically using your eButterfly user. So if you don't have it, it's fairly easy. Just go to e-butterfly.org and you'll get your username, and then from there you can interact with the entire website. If you don't want to, you can be on sign out version, which is basically the same. You're just not going to be able to create any content. Then from the main menu, you can see in more detail all the sections that I just showed you. For example, the calendar. Here we have all the things that are happening throughout the week. Fairly a good amount of things that are happening, and you can filter them by type, by format, language, etc. You can see it as well as a list. For me, it's actually more useful to see it as a list, and you can see everything that is happening. You have the news. And more than news is like a blog post that you can just access and read. For example, right now we have this how to find the perfect butterfly watching spot, and we are committed to upload one of these blog posts maybe every 8 to 10 hours throughout the week, with different tips of how to do your best, get the best out of your butterflying experience. So photo gallery as well. Again, here you have it with more context, and you will be able to see all of the different photos uploaded here. You can actually give them a thumbs up. We have a discussion forum. Again, here we have all the different threads that are happening. Resources, which are more like PDFs and other type of documents that we can upload here, like the activity toolkit, photography tips, and some other resources like the information session guide and other collaborator files. And finally, please go to this section, to partners, where you can explore all the different partners that are being part of this effort, and to learn a little bit more about them and give them some love. Finally, in case you want to see, we have our little merch shop. If you just click in store, you can access the merch shop. This is the eButterfly's merch shop, so you can see here all the merch that we have, including, to be honest, this beautiful products like this t-shirts of a blue morpho, and yeah, I choose many colors and things. But anyways, this is not about eButterfly, just wanted to show you. But if you go to collections, there is one that is called Global Butterfly Week, and if you click on it, you will get here all the different we have some t-shirts and some other different products. Then everything that is purchased under Global Butterfly Week will go directly to support the effort that is happening right now, and hopefully for what will happen in following years. So that's basically it. That's what we have, and I'm gonna just stop sharing my screen. Same. Oh, now it's time for YouTube. I'm gonna move the screen so people can see my face. Or not. There you go. I think they can see it now. There we go. So I know this is already Friday, quite late. So we don't have that many people right now live, but for the ones that are around, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. And of course, my email, eButterfly at btecostudies.org. I'm gonna write it in the chat. You can shoot me an email, and I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. So yeah, I'll open the floor just for any questions, and let me just check the chats to see if we have any question in the chats. I think we don't. No questions in the chats. Do we have any question here in live? You can unmute yourselves if you want. In Zoom, of course, not in YouTube. Yeah, I think, well, I mean, if no questions, again, I really appreciate your time here. I know it's already late Friday, but I really appreciate your time. Again, we have a lot of things happening over the next few days, so stay tuned. Bookmark our website, and yeah, have fun. Thank you so much. Take care, everyone.